My name is Marie Claire Wanacott. I am the Social Emotional Learning Instructional Coach here in North Clackamas for elementary programs. I feel deeply fortunate that the Social Emotional Learning curriculum we use here is Caring School Community. It is a program that does exactly what it's titled for, create a caring school community. And it does this by focusing on creating caring relationships with and among students. It directly teaches the social skills that they need. It has effective classroom management practices which really help us build a calm, orderly learning environment in our classrooms and in our schools, and through the use of discipline techniques which help kids become self-disciplined.
I like the questions that they ask. It feels like all of us are very included if it's asked. Yeah.
Learning Circle kind of gets your day started by answering a few questions and like talking to people and getting you ready for the day to be happy.
Caring School Community is based on the research of self-determination theory, which is focused on motivation, specifically on how adults can nurture motivation that's more intrinsic in our students. And we do that by meeting three basic psychological needs: the need for autonomy, the need for belonging, and the need for competence. So different ABCs than we traditionally think about, but still vitally important ABCs.
Well, I think because it's every single morning and afternoon, and even in the weekly meetings, they get a lot of practice making choices, learning how to make good decisions and responsible choices for the autonomy part, and being able to feel like, hey, I get to decide what's important to me. I get to decide what I want to share and what I might do in the activity. They get a lot of opportunity to make choices themselves and practice making good choices themselves. And that's the great part about it, is there's practice and repetition every day and every week. It repeats those skills that are really, really important, especially in these younger primary grades. I think with belonging, every single day they get the opportunity to, be greeted, greet other people, be a part of a community, learn about each other. They get to hear things that are important to their classmates. We just got a new student, and within like 3 days, they were already making connections and saying, oh yeah, like our friend said yesterday, I like that too. And so just that sense of how quickly they want people to join our community. And for that student, wow, kids already know amazing things about me. I must be important. I must be part of something great. So I think that every day they get this opportunity to enter into building relationships with their friends, making new connections. But again, like I said, that repetition and the pattern that kids, they expect it, they know it, and they get to just express themselves every day and show the uniqueness of them. And then for the competency part, I would say, because we practice these skills that are so important, decision-making, self-awareness, they can participate. They can do things on their own, and they can be successful. They still need practice, but even students that sometimes struggle, if I say, hey, we were practicing this skill this morning, they can go back and go, oh yeah, I can make a good choice. I can participate. I can share with a partner that I don't know very well. When I meet a new friend, I can enter into that and be kind and respectful, and I can listen to somebody. I can share without being nervous. I think all of those things are really amazing skills that they get to learn through Caring School Community.
What do you do to meet students' need for autonomy in the Morning Circle?
Yeah, we started there because Morning Circle and Caring School Community's Morning Circle was new to me. I started there by leading it, and then after a few weeks in, we started letting students take turns leading it. So we just rotated through our class, and we have a little speaking stone, and so the person with the speaking stone is in charge of walking us through the routine of Morning Circle, starting the greeting, calling on students and partners to share, and that really has increased their engagement with it because they're excited to do it. And I even have some students who are striving readers, and they still want to participate in that, so they'll with their person next to them, they'll kind of whisper what's to be said, and then that student will still have that opportunity to have a voice, to be the one leading the group. And I think the student engagement piece of them quietly listening and practicing that is so much more so much more obvious when it's like a classmate sharing. Like the number of times where I'm talking and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait until everyone's quiet, but the number of times where it's a student who's in charge of leading our morning circle, and everyone is just quiet already. They're like ready to listen because they know when it's their turn, they're gonna want that same thing. Caring school community has been like an essential tool for us in creating a connected classroom community. This was my first year being asked to teach a blended classroom, and so knowing that I had 2 different grade levels of students coming into my classroom and many of them not knowing each other. You know, lots of them come every year and they're like, oh, I know this kid or I know this kid, and this was like a whole new setup. And so having caring school community and having that daily routine of a class meeting, a morning circle, a weekly class meeting, a closing circle, and them getting the opportunity to have the random partners and get to know each kid in the class. I see them knowing each other's names really quickly. They're able to go work with other people. Their willingness to participate and collaborate in the morning circle and closing circle is much more increased than it has in the past. I've always given students the option to pass if they didn't want to share, and very rarely do students like pass on sharing their thoughts with either their partner or with the whole class.
Caring School Community has many components. Students are in a morning circle every single day. They work with a random partner for a week at a time, and each week is focused on a different topic. The topic might be school life in nature, like welcoming a new student or preparing for a field trip. It might be a character building topic like kindness or courage, or it might be a social issue topic like teasing or exclusion. Morning circles you'll see every day compose of a greeting, that activity that's focused on the topic, and then some time for reflection.
Okay, this morning we are gonna have our circle and we're gonna go around, we're gonna greet each other just like we do every day. We'll say good morning to them. Let's greet this morning. Let's start with going Ellie and we'll end with Josh. So glad you're here, Josh. Okay, you ready? You're gonna share, we'll greet like normal, and then you share one feeling you're feeling today. If you'd like to share why you're feeling that, you are more than welcome to. Ready? Good morning, Ellie.
And I am feeling very happy and funny because I jumped in the lake.
Good morning, Allie.
Good morning, and also I'm really excited for the drop. I'm feeling really tired because I only got 4 hours of sleep. My dog kept licking my face all night.
Good morning, Jackson. Tell us of a time that you did something caring.
It was today.
Today? Perfect.
Good morning, Ellie. Good morning, Violet. Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning, Corbin. Good morning, Emanuela.
Good morning, Mrs. Kerr. Good morning, James. Good morning, Emanuela.
All right, it's Monday. It's a new partner day. So when I call your partner names, you're gonna find each other and find a home base around the teacher room. Deal?
Okay.
All right. We're gonna see who's my first triad. Azure, Jax, and Bastion. Marjorie, Jaime, and oh, she's not here. Leo, find a spot. Okay, right over there, Leo. Find your home base. Zayden, Maeve, and Harrison. Find your partners.
Okay. Corbin.
I see back to back. I see elbow to elbow. Come here.
Wait, let's do back to back. Change.
Good job.
Let's do back to back. Change.
Well, I like how people are making a plan for next time trying something different. All right.
Can I hear maybe 3 kids share who they saw either being responsible, respectful, or kind this morning? Okay? Maud?
Who I saw being respectful, Logan, because he didn't stop when someone walked by him until he was done.
You said respectful or responsible?
Respectful.
Okay. Pass it to someone else who has their hand up.
Thank you.
I was gonna sit on our bottom before she shares though.
Who I saw who was being respectful was I saw Marilyn and Alondra.
And what were they doing?
They were being respectful and they were listening to the rules.
And how did that affect your group?
Good.
How was it good?
Because they were listening.
We looked at these cards last week, and today we get to look at them, and not only do we get to kind of talk about what they're doing that's caring, but this is what's the new part today. Okay, Adeline, here's the new part today. The new part is you get to think. It's kind of like you get to imagine if you're like a writer for this. What caring words might that person be saying?
Pop your eyes to me. This is what I want you and your partners to share about. Something that makes you feel that feeling. So if I'm in this group and they have sad as a feeling, they're gonna share a moment or something that they know makes them feel sad. So think for a moment in your head. Show me your thinking. Private think time. You have a good thought? Okay. Share with your partners. What's a time or something that makes you feel that feeling?
Hairy spiders. Hairy spiders. Hairy spiders. Hairy spider. My ball wave.
Ooh, that would make me feel mad too. Bastion, what about you?
Like under the bed monster. If my mom took all my toys.
Yeah. You know what makes me feel mad? When somebody like puts something right up in my face.
Another component of Caring School Community that shows up weekly is the secret or spotlight student. And students love this. It really gives them an opportunity to shine, to share parts of their identity with their class, and for everybody to get to know one student on a deeper level.
Spotlight student was an area this year I wanted to, I think, kind of focus on is how I can improve the Caring School communities within my classroom. And so outside of our morning circles and our closing circles, I thought, how can we really look at focusing on honoring self, right? Honoring the identity of each student, but also then with that, building that inclusion and finding some commonalities. So with Spotlight Student, our class this year decided that each week we would honor a new Spotlight student. But each week, students in the class have no idea who the student spotlight is going to be. And so what we do is we kind of do a drum roll and they get excited when they find out. But the student who knows their student spotlight gets to anticipate that. So they're excited because then they get to surprise the class. It's me this week. Every day of the week, we have something that we do to honor that spotlight student. It's kind of that drum roll to announce who the student spotlight is. They bring in photos from home, awards, art, and we have a bulletin board in the classroom where they display some of that art and their photographs. So students get the note a weekend early so they can be planning for it. On the Wednesday, then what we do is we do a classmate interview. So students ask questions. We encourage really depth of questions that go beyond yes and no answers to help us to get to know them better. I've realized that it is one of the most powerful things that we do as a class because we're building this sense of inclusion and where students want to be a part of it. And that's ultimately what I wanted from this, is that as we honor the individual, that the rest of the class feels this sense of belonging, and then all of a sudden our class becomes a place I want to be. I want to be at school. I don't want to be excluded from the group. And that kind of shapes a lot of what we do with our SEL, is building a place where students not just feel included, but they're like, I want to be a part of that. I don't want to miss out on something. And so that becomes a huge part of what we're trying to build when we are supporting students by being proactive and training students. But I think that Spotlight Student has been a great part for us in kind of building that sense of self and inclusion in our class.
Another weekly part of Caring School Community in 2nd through 5th grade is the class meeting. Class meetings give an opportunity for students to go deeper onto a topic and to think about why is that important to them and what they might want to do about it as a community.
I would say doing class meetings has really just created a classroom community for us in a way that's been really special, and I haven't noticed with my previous class the one other time is my kids, they just get along with each other so well, and they've become such close friends in just a special way this year. And it's funny, when I go and I look out at recess, I'm noticing, well, there's all of my kids playing with each other, which has been so cool that they kind of just have their own thing going on right now. Be nice. Yeah, that would work for a lot of things, I would think. Move on from the issue, work to create a solution together, be nice, compromise, listen and understand. Why do we sometimes need to be okay with not getting our way? Talk with your partner.
It helps me with resolving conflict, or minding my surroundings.
It helps us resolve conflict by knowing how to do it and make sure the argument or conflict doesn't get really bad.
We've been getting better as a class.
So morning meetings help us open up to each other and help us learn each other's names. So now that we know each other's names, some of us became friends. And that's how morning meetings have affected us on our class.
Caring School Community is a really wonderful program that bookends each of our days in the classroom with relationships and community.
I've noticed that it has created the opportunity for students to really look at each other, to see each other, to listen to each other with intentionality and purposefulness, and then to be able to have a genuine relationship spring out of that moment that will then transfer across the school day. That's the biggest thing I've noticed and appreciated.
I think more friendly to each other instead of just saying mean things to other people or doing something we shouldn't do. It really reels that in.
I think it's a really good way for classmates to get to know more about each other, and I really wish some of my other teachers would have thought of something like that, and it makes the person that is the student spotlight feel really good, because look at all the nice things people are saying about them, and yeah, I really like it.